I just so don't give a fuck. But I'm supposed to have like an unlimited reservoir of sympathy for a guy who supposedly God guided the bullet into, I guess, if you listen to half the Troubles when they talk about that assassination attempt.
So one of my biggest problems that I had was watching you on Piers Morgan after the Trump attempted assassination. I think you can see where I'm going with this. So I have the question written out for you. So why is the CEO that's in charge of many lives, the health CEO, why do you have more sympathy for him than you did for a firefighter that died?
First of all, I don't even know what that CEO guy's job necessarily was. The idea that we're going to say that just working at or being a C-level exec of, I guess, a health insurance company or something means that you could be executed on the street, we're beyond like anarchy at that point. That's an insane standard to set. The thing that I don't like about MAGA supporters is I feel like that movement is quite literally now more than ever is like destroying this country in like literal senses, in spiritual senses, in so many different ways. So I mean, if there's like violence is occurring at these rallies or whatever, like it's very hard for me to feel sympathetic, I guess. Like I don't think anybody should go and kill anybody, but like
Of course.
It's such an unbelievably destructive and horrible movement, and it also feels really bad to see all of the Trump supporters. It feels like they're kind of like just clapping along with all of it too, which I think is also really strange.
But I mean, again, this firefighter was also just a working man as well. I mean, like, what's the difference? Like, there isn't much of a difference other than the political view. And I feel like this rhetoric is what pushes a lot of people away from the left.
I just so don't give a fuck. Donald Trump in his first term tried to deport every single person that was brought here as a minor under DACA. Those people didn't do anything wrong. Those people are registered with the government. They're not committing crimes. They're going to school here. Like, all of those are good people. I didn't hear a single word from any Republican about how absolutely fucking horrific it would be to just kick every single one of those children out of this country. But I'm supposed to have like an unlimited reservoir of sympathy for a guy who supposedly God guided the bullet into, I guess, if you listen to half the Troubles when they talk about that assassination attempt. Like, I'm sorry, but like the guy on Twitter was just as unhinged as every other Trouble. What was he saying? Like, there were a few things. One, I think a joke about the nuking Japan or something, and something about like choosing Putin over Hillary to be president or some just unhinged shit. Like, again, I don't necessarily think anybody deserves to die or anything for political stuff, but even when I just said right there, like for political stuff, like what is just political stuff to some people is a deportation for another person, or an unjust incarceration for another person, or the deprivation of material or economic conditions for another person, or the ability to do scientific research, or to administer a vaccine, or to study in this country, or to, trade in a way that keeps your business working abroad. Like, all of those types of violence just fly completely under the radar. And then when there's like one visceral piece of violence, all of a sudden Republicans are running around searching for sympathy. And it's like, bro.
But don't you think we on the left should be like better than the people on the right? Like, that's our whole thing, like, of like being on the left.
Yeah, I think the way you'd be better is just don't be the one that pulls the trigger. But I mean, you don't have to go out here and like endlessly appease people that are shitting on your side, that are celebrating violence on your side, that are clapping like retarded seals every time Ketamine Musk is, on Twitter tweeting out the next retarded fucking thing about some judge. Like, no, I don't think there has to be any obligation. Dave Rubin could have made me look really bad, I think, on the Piers Morgan show if he would have just admitted, like, yeah, the J6 stuff was really bad, but he couldn't even do that. It's like, no, that's fuck. True. Why the fuck you coming to me for sympathy? Like, fuck you. Like, you made your bed, lay in it. Yeah.
I guess I see what you mean there, but I mean, like, again, like, even my dad, he's a big fan of Piers Morgan, and he watched that show and he had no idea who you were, and he literally thought you were unhinged. And I was trying to tell my dad, like, Dad, no, like, I'm a big fan of this guy. Like, he's a good guy. Like, he's a good guy. Like, you gotta believe me. But like, I'm telling you, like, these normies, they'll see that, and a lot of people do watch these like hour-long like segments, and I think that's where they get their views.
It sounds like really shitty, but then at some point you have to ask, like, what is a culture worth saving? Like, I don't know if I cared to appeal as much to a guy who thinks that like my comment is unhinged, who can turn a blind eye to all of the other people that are being harmed in very real ways by the ongoing administration, and people that they want to harm, and the people that all the other influencers are clapping to be harmed. Like, at some point, I remember I got into a big fight with a friend over that same conversation, and they were like, I'm only telling you this because I know you can do better. And I asked them, I was like, how many of your conservative friends have you had this conversation with over any of the other things? Like, well, I don't talk to them. It's like, well, then fuck you. Don't ask me for this. What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, yeah, no, like it's insane. Like it's like everybody's asking us to be Jesus, except we don't come back alive after being dead for 3 days. Like there's no point in playing that game where you give endless sympathy and charity to the other side, and then anytime something happens on our side, they think it's like an epic, hilarious meme that they control over. Like this ridiculous.
I mean, like, but do you see those people that like on Pierce again, the Israel-Palestine debate, and they'll ask them like, do you condemn the babies being beheaded, and they won't condemn like babies being like beheaded, and it's just like you're just like, just say it, like just say you condemn it, like you don't think that it'll be a net positive if you do say it.
I would have to see the particular debate, but I mean, it really depends on what side of the debate you're on. Like if I was arguing with like a deep West Bank settler and they were asking me to condemn violence on October 7th, I would just condemn the location. I wouldn't tell them that I think they have no right to be violent in any way, size, shape, or form. I would say, I don't know why they were going after people in Israel instead of the West Bank. And that's what I would say. I wouldn't concede anything more to an unhinged person who's living miles into the West Bank. Much the same that if I was arguing with an unhinged pro-Hamas person, I'm not going to, concede that, wow, it's bad when civilians die or whatever, because these people that are looking for... You can't have like you can't have these one-sided concessions. I don't understand. People don't seem to get that when you just get like one aspect of reality, you might get like a faker picture than what is actually real, than if you had no information whatsoever, right? Like if you can imagine a prism or whatever. No, what's the thing that's like this, but it's long? A cylinder. I don't know why you fucking looked at blank.
They were confusing me. I was like, wait, what?
Sure. If you imagine a cylinder, right? If you look at a cylinder from one side, it's a perfect rectangle. And if you look at a cylinder from another side, from another dimension, it's a circle. Right. And somebody thinks that if they gather information about one of these things, they're like closer to the truth or they've done a good thing. Like that's not true. If one side is making concessions constantly, you're not a little bit better than if nobody had made concessions. You're better off with nobody making concessions than just one side. It's like it's a prisoner's dilemma thing of sorts. And if it is the case that maybe someday, if people on the left are so unhinged that they're not apologetic every single time something bad happens, maybe at some point a Republican will stand and be like, hey, maybe we should be less unhinged. But I have never, ever heard that type of self-reflection from the conservative movement ever. So if that would happen somewhere, I'd be curious about it, but
I haven't yet to seen it too. I get what you mean. I get it. But yeah, that was like my only question. I mean, I still disagree with you on there. I think you could just say like it's bad, but.
All right. Well, thank you, Shebeg. Thanks a lot. You can shake Dustin's hand if you want.